everyone. Welcome to week 3. I'm Ranger Allie.
And I'm Ranger Madison.
We also traded in Ranger Claire for Ranger Roy, who will be making his appearance in just a moment. Claire is doing her mother of the groom duties this week. So we want to congratulate her son and her future daughter-in-law, Ty and Hannah. We wish you all the most happy day ever.
Yes, of course. Congratulations, Ty and Hannah. We're very excited for you.
Yeah.
Same thing as last week. Leave questions for us in the comments, and we'll try to answer as many as we can live today. And if we don't get to your question, don't worry. We'll give you an answer later in the comments. But send anything you've got our way. Well, I guess we can get into our few housekeeping tips for this week.
Yeah. So we do want to let you all know that Old Rags day use tickets have been sold out for Saturday and Sunday this weekend. There are still some available today and Friday, tomorrow, as well as into next week. So make sure that if you planned to hike Old Rag that you have your day use ticket, or that you choose a day that is available that's not Saturday and Sunday.
I know we've been telling you guys that the campgrounds are booked on the weekend, but this weekend the lodge is booked as well.
Yeah.
So we're getting really into fall and into October, and it's that time of year. So just make sure that you're planning well in advance.
Yeah, that's Skyline Lodge and Big Meadows Lodge. So both of those areas are booked this weekend. Yeah.
We do have some exciting news. The Big Meadows Wayside, the patio will be opening this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be fully operational. We just got word today that they're moving in all of the furniture. So this weekend, if you're in the park, you can have a great picnic outside of the Wayside, and has a beautiful view of Big Meadows.
We'll get a picture of it to share with you guys later on once it's set up.
Yeah. So let's go into our peak check. As you can see above us, we're standing beneath the same oak trees that we were beneath last week, and they're much more yellow than they were last week. Last week they were still kind of green, but we're seeing way more color already. In just the last week, we're seeing a lot of red and golden yellows. It's just absolutely beautiful. And just to let you guys know, Hurricane Ian, the leftovers, moved through the park this last weekend. And we talked to our leaf experts, and they said that it didn't make nearly as much of an impact than we expected. So that is good news for us, but our hearts still go out to those who were impacted in Florida and other communities. We did get quite a bit of rain and some wind, not much. We might have lost a few leaves, but not enough to make a big difference. So that is also good news. And let's see, still seeing reds from Virginia creeper, the sumac, some dogwood. You can see all of these just if you're driving along Skyline Drive. We still have the yellows from the goldenrod, and then also from the ferns that are kind of on the ground, if you can see them behind us. And those are kind of turning yellow as well. Oh, also, before I forget, our webcam. We still have the webcam. It's view of the valley. You can find it on our website on the home page. You just scroll down. It is live 24/7, and you might now be able to see a little bit of color change in the mountains. So go check that out.
Yes, that's a great tool to be using all season long. We can watch the color creep on up.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And Ranger Roy, if you don't mind stepping onto screen, he's going to have an announcement, and we have visual aids. Ranger Claire would be so proud of us.
Hi, thanks for having me today. We have a new way of communicating with park visitors that we would like to unveil to you guys today. You're the first to hear about this, and what we have is this new service that will allow you to subscribe to alerts from the park. And it's pretty simple to do it. You will text a message. We can grab our visual aids right now.
Our visual aids. You take this one, and I will do this one.
So, using whatever texting app you prefer, you will text 888-777 to Shen Camp. If you want to hear, what were we going to say?
I thought you texted Shen Camp to 888.
Well, that's the number you send it to. So like if I were going to text these guys, I'd put in their phone numbers. In this case, you put in 888-777 in the to part, and in the message content, you would do Shen Camp. And what this one will do is this will give you alerts about when campgrounds are full, as well as on the weekends. You will get an update at, I believe we're planning on doing 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. for these updates to tell you what it is like for the day. So you would subscribe to Shen Camp, you would get those updates, and then you will get them until you say stop. That's a key thing, and the message will tell you if you no longer want to receive these, text stop, reply stop, and so you will do that, and then it will stop. I promise you. We don't see your numbers, we don't know who signed up, but we thought this would be a way of you getting like real-time information, because in the park you might not be able to check the website, check Facebook to see what is open if the drive has closed because of some reason. But this will allow you to do it, because even when the cell service is low, you can probably get a text anytime you pass by an overlook in the park. So that's one of the alerts that we have. So we've got our visual aids here, and I'm going to get out of the way. The other alert we have is called Shen Alerts. And this one is most importantly for people that want to come sort of in the shoulder season and the winter season for the park, because this one will let you know the status of Skyline Drive, among other things. And for those of you that have come to the park on multiple occasions in the past, you'll know that you would have to call a phone number and you'd have to listen to it, and then you go what they say, and then you have to go back and listen to it again to see which miles were closed and whatever. This would text it right to your phone, and again, it will come every time we post an alert until you respond stop. And there's no charge for this. We hope you guys will sign up. We're sort of rolling it out this weekend. We're not counting on snow, so there might not be a lot of activity on Shen Alerts, but on campground, Shen Camp, we're hoping to start doing alerts this weekend. And so please consider doing this. Let us know if you like it, and if you miss this, don't worry, we'll put the written instructions on our website and on Facebook for you to follow later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did I miss anything?
I think you got it.
I think
and
you
if you
nailed
guys
it.
have questions about it, we'll answer them at the end. And we can bring Rory back on to explain it a little better, but I think you did a great job.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we got it.
All right.
Awesome. I'll take that.
Thank you.
All right, so we have one final tip for you guys today, and that involves food storage, whether you're in the picnic areas or the campgrounds.
Yes. So our tip for visiting this week is how to picnic responsibly in the park and store your food properly. So it's very important that when you do have food in Shenandoah, that you do not leave it unattended or out. That's if you're picnicking, if you're camping, if you're backpacking. You always want to make sure that you have those materials stored properly. And that doesn't just apply to food, it also applies to anything that has a scent. And we kind of refer to those as smellables. And that can cover anything from food to your personal hygiene products. That means toothpaste, scented lotions, sunscreen, chapstick. Anything that a bear can smell could it could be attracted to it. And it's not just bears, it could be any animals. So it's really important that we're out here recreating in Shenandoah, that we are recreating responsibly and making sure that we store our food properly and our other smellables. So use a bear box. You cannot rely on just a cooler. There is no such thing as a bear-proof cooler.
Yeah, but
So-
it's really just to protect yourself and that wildlife. So that's really important that we emphasize on food storage this week, just going into the fall, because we know that is a really popular activity when you come into Shenandoah. That also involves, if you have trash that is left over, make sure that you guys either throw that away, or you might have to make a little bit of an effort to find a trash receptacle, and if you can't find one nearby, take it with you. I'm sure that there's one that you can find anywhere in the park if you are not next to one at that moment.
If you brought it with you, make sure it leaves with you.
Excellent. Yeah, so unless you guys have any questions, we can go over any other topics that you do have questions about in the comments. Ranger Roy is going to read those to us. So if you have questions about anything that we have discussed today, or anything that maybe we didn't go over, feel free to leave those in the comments.
Or anything that you'd like to add, Roy.
Well, we do have one question so far, and I think you've almost answered it already, and that is, how bad are the mosquitoes and flies and gnats right now?
Oh my
Can
goodness.
you see them right now?
And at about the time the question came in, you guys were going like this. So try this for us. This if you come this weekend or when there are these nasties around, try holding your hat above your head like this, and they will go to the highest part of something that smells like a human. And so right now they're not in my nose or my mouth, but when I put this back on,
They followed you.
Was my hair okay when I
Oh,
did that?
your hair looks
okay,
great.
Good. So they follow him back down, and now they're in my face again. So
Yep.
try that and see if it works for you. Or, you know.
I like to spray my hats with the bug spray. And that kind of keeps them. I take it off and spray it out here and then put it back on. I'm not going to spray my face.
Also, normally when we have a little bit of a fall breeze, it helps take care of it. But today, it's slightly warmer than it has been the other weeks that we've been up here, and we don't have the same kind of wind that we've been having, which is great for audio, not great for us dealing with bugs in our face.
So you guys had mentioned bear box during the bear thing. Can you explain what a bear box is?
Yes.
Is it bear shaped? Is it where we store the bears? I know that they didn't ask all of that, but what is the?
Of course, a bear box is not bear shaped. It's not where we store the bears. It is a metal container, often stationed at picnic grounds and campsites, that you can put your food in, and it is safe from animals.
Meaning they cannot open it.
Yes.
You have to have thumbs.
And I love it when you got an active conversation going here, because before we answered it, one of the viewers answered that question too. And that brings up another point. If we don't get to your specific question in here, it's because I've missed it, or because, to be honest, I didn't know the answer to it. There's nothing worse than me making it up or making these guys make it up.
Yeah.
So if we don't know the answer to it, we will respond to that question later and make sure we get you the right answer on it. And I don't know if you guys know the answer to this, but you know, we had Hurricane Ian, the remnants go through last weekend, and the question is, the rain that came from that, how did it affect stream levels, stream crossings, and the muddy conditions of trails? And I did not check backcountry reports before coming out here.
So I did talk to somebody about the leaf report earlier this week, and he informed me that it was not enough rain to impact any conditions happening in the park. I know that we didn't have any safety alerts go out over the weekend, so I'm going to take a wild guess and say that the stream crossings were probably a little bit higher than usual, but I would suspect they've receded by now and everything is kosher. It's back to
it was
safe.
not a big rain event for us, and our soils were very dry before Ian's remnants passed over us. We had a little bit of wind overnight, and we had a little bit of rain. At my house, it was barely measurable.
Yeah.
So, I think things are pretty good.
Yeah.
So since you were talking to people about the colors already, did you get any recommendations from anyone about like which trails right now might have the best colors?
Ooh, oh man, trails right now. I would probably stick to trails in the lower elevations of the park, because that is where the color, higher elevations of the park, because that is where the color is going to change first. So perhaps hikes like Hawksbill, that's our highest peak, you could start there. Any hikes that are just at those top peaks, I would go up there rather than going to a waterfall, especially if the rain made a difference.
We are seeing little flashes of color just about everywhere. So, but it's nowhere that's really pronounced yet. But we're seeing little hints here and there. So you could really you could go anywhere and see some color.
Right. Our temperatures in this area, especially this week, have been at peak performance. And it's been very warm and sunny during the day, and then it cools off at night, and that's really, really good for fall progression.
Let's see. They started to come in a little faster. So this is a real simple, straightforward one. It's can somebody show up and purchase a lifetime senior pass?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can show up and purchase a lifetime senior pass.
The only thing that might affect it is if you show up at the gate and you've waited in line a half hour, 45 minutes or something to get there, they might ask you to get it on your way out at that point, if the line is really, really long. And if you pay for the week pass, you can turn that back in at the end. But definitely ask at the entrance stations. We do not collect any fees at the visitor centers, so you cannot go to Dickey Ridge or Bird Visitor Center and get a pass. It's only at the entrance station, and I believe at the campgrounds. we verified that.
I believe you can also get it on rec.gov before you come.
Not a lifetime senior
Not a
pass,
lifetime one?
because you got to show your driver's license to prove you're old enough for it. You were carded years before, and you're going to get carded again one last time to get your senior pass. So when I start talking, I lose track of the questions as they go by here. Best time and best day of the week to avoid crowds.
Midweek.
To avoid crowds. Yeah, I would say midweek.
And midnight.
Midnight.
No.
Ask your boss off for that time. It's so worth it to come up here in the middle of the week if you want to avoid crowds. Definitely.
Just take a random Wednesday, a random Tuesday. It's not nearly as crowded then.
So let's see. I think we're up to now a question about what do you think the odds are of getting a first come campsite this weekend?
This weekend. It's really hard to tell right now. All of our reservable sites for the weekends have been booked through fall. First come, first serve sites are still available, but you have to be there to claim it. You could get one on a reservable site, but it's not guaranteed you can stay on that site all weekend. But I would recommend coming in Wednesday or Thursday for your best chances.
If I was driving up Saturday morning, how might I know if the campground was full?
It'll be at the
on
or the
Everbridge.
entrance stations. Oh!
Our visual aids
I'm
down
old
there.
school. They have a sign at the entrance stations that say if they're booked,
We
but
do.
this is way better.
And if you sign up for
Thank you, Neil.
if you sign up for this by texting to 88877 the keyword Shen Camp, you'll get those alerts as the campgrounds fill.
And that'll give you an idea whether or not you'll be able to get a first come first serve reserved site. But if you're trying to get it, if you're nervous about seeing if you can have one on the weekend, get here as early as you can for your best shot.
So let's see. Can you give a recommendation for a relatively short hike at a higher elevation?
Miller's Head.
Ah.
I love Miller's Head. It's near Skyland, and I think it's going to be about a 3-mile round trip, but it goes out to this lookout tower, and it is just phenomenal. I swear it's a view that you really don't get anywhere else, so I recommend that for sure.
You can also go and look on our website under things to do and hiking. We do have hikes filtered by length in there, so you could be looking under short hikes and then knowing that around Skyland is the higher elevations, look for hikes around there. So there's a whole list of shorter hikes that you can do on our website.
So there's a question about
and the app.
which driving points along the drive might have the best color right now, and of course that's hard.
Yeah,
Because
that's
the
a hard
drive's
one.
the drive's 105 miles long. It goes up and down in elevation, and if you think about fall color, it happens sooner in the north and sooner at higher elevations. So you're going to be going in and out of it as you go along. So like right now, we're getting it here at Big Meadows, which is at the higher end, but Dickey Ridge is probably still fairly green at mile 5, even though it's in the north. And I don't know, what do you guys have to add to that? Any?
Well, you can be checking our photo points that we send out every week. They are at we do one in the south, the central, and the north district, so you can kind of track from each week things that are at that lower elevation. Dickey Ridge, we posted the picture for that, I believe, yesterday?
This morning.
Yeah. And it does still look fairly green, as opposed to Big Meadows, where you're seeing these yellowing ferns and these these reddish brambles.
So somebody has just posted a question, which is a softball one for us. So we'll take a break from the hard ones on that. And what is the best part about being a park ranger?
Oh!
Having Roy as our boss.
That's the correct answer, in case you haven't guessed.
Job security.
Honestly, I love the interaction with all of the visitors. I might be online doing it, but I truly enjoy doing that.
I love any chance that we get to go and be out and film something in the park, or go and share with people back home stuff that they're unable to come and see that day. Yeah.
Well,
What's your favorite?
My well,
Roy?
I always wanted to be a park ranger, and when I was a kid, I used to drag my friends on nature walks and everything like that, and I can guarantee if we would have had internet and all of that, I'd be doing this exact same thing as an 8-year-old trying to do this. So it's, to me, the best part is getting to do what you love in places you love, and it's nice you get paid for it too.
Plus, the hats are so cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a wonderful job, and I don't think a lot of people think about the Park Service as a job because they tend to think about like what we're doing or law enforcement or maybe firefighting. But we have engineers and computer specialists and all kinds of budget and business people. Basically, and then wastewater treatment plant operators. Basically, in the National Park Service, there's probably a job for you somewhere. It doesn't matter what you did. I mean, maybe not like, you know, Latin. If you majored in that, there may not be a series for that, but it's really neat. There's a lot of opportunities, and you get to spend a lot of time outside waving gnats off your face. So it's great fun. Okay, see, there I did it again. I talked and talked and talked. So if you come in late at night, are the gates open, and how do you get in?
I think maybe we let you.
Oh, okay. The gates don't close unless there's bad weather, which you would know about if you had subscribed to Shen Alerts. But the gates are open, and this person had paid for their pass already, so you would just come in, and if you were going to the campground and you arrived late, they would have on the campground entrance station an assignment for your site. So come on in. You don't have to be here during the normal business hours.
You buy your pass ahead of time on rec.gov, and you're all good to go.
And I have no idea about this one. Browns Gap parking lot. What are the odds of finding an empty parking spot there this weekend?
Neil, where is Brown's Gap?
And Neil is behind the camera, so you might hear some muffling.
South District, right? And are they hiking riprap?
I was just on Brown's Gap. Yes, that is the riprap trailhead.
And I would say
correct.
Midweek would be your best
It
bet.
is a smaller parking lot.
Generally, the South District's a little bit less busy, so your chances are better than if you're at Stony Man or Hawksville or some Dark Hollow Falls. Your chances are better of finding a little bit less people down there.
Some people are joining us a little late to this. Can you describe when peak is going to be this year?
We had our park botanist on during week 1, which was 2 weeks ago, and she gave us a range from mid-October to early November was her best guess. If conditions remain at peak performance.
We recommend you go back and watch Wendy's segment if you've missed it before. She explains which leaves will turn first, what to be looking for, and it's just an overall really good overview of what to expect for fall.
I have a couple of animal questions now. You ready for some wildlife questions?
We love them.
First one is, how many mountain lions are there in Shenandoah National Park?
0. None.
I hope there are none. There are not. We do not have mountain lions in Shenandoah National Park. I don't think that we have mountain lions on the East Coast.
You would
Unless
have
you're in a
the
zoo.
Florida panther in the extreme southeast, like Florida.
Okay.
Very limited in
Good.
numbers. We do have bobcats in the park,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
they're larger than your typical house cat. Now, if you have a Maine Coon, they're about that size. You know, they're a big.
They're big.
Maine Coons are big cats, but they're not very big. And if you see one, of course, what you would look for if you see one darting across the road, or like I've seen them twice now, walking on the stone walls along the drive, look for the tail.
Yep.
Their tail is about like this long, whereas a bobcat's tail is like as long as its body. That's the thing that you would really notice there, other than the fact that it's huge. You would notice that really, really long tail. We do have the occasional reports of them in and around the park, but we as yet have no confirmed footprints, no confirmed dead ones, like hit on the road, or nor do we have photos. If I didn't say
mountain
photos
lions.
already, so we have no evidence for it. That doesn't mean that one won't show up someday, but we just don't have evidence for it now. They've got a ways to go to get here.
Yes, I hope so.
Keeping in that, and I know you guys can answer this one. What's the likelihood of seeing a bear in the park? Not really looking for them, but if I'm just driving the drive, what's the chance I might see a bear?
still very slim. However, the park biologist has informed us that the few he has seen are looking much healthier than they have in previous years, so that is really good news. I think that some people have been seeing them more this year than in the last 3 or 4 years.
Just 2 years.
2 years, but probably where they're still masked, so acorns or anything to eat, because they are gathering and eating food for their hibernation later.
Is this where I get my plug in for Fat Bear Week?
Have it.
Somebody setting us up. So what she's referring to is this phenomenon called hyperphagia, which is where bears and other animals will eat and eat and eat almost till they make themselves sick, trying to put on as much fat to get through the winter months. Winter is a time of scarcity for food for much wildlife, and this is how they can prepare for it. They still burn through calories while they're hibernating, so they got to pack it all on right now. And I do not remember the math, but when we did one of these like 5 years ago, we talked about the calories that were in each acorn and how many acorns they have to eat. So yeah, they're little, and it was a ton. I mean, I'm sorry, I cannot even remember if we're talking 20,000 a day or 2,000 a day, but it was a lot that they had to eat to put on all of that fat. And so, like you were saying, if you're driving through the park and there's a bunch of acorn trees around, the bears might be foraging in the forest right near you, and sometimes they're up in the trees.
Yes.
And they'll be way up in the tree above the drive, and so you want to have somebody else looking up. You keep your eyes on the road if you're driving, but somebody should be looking up as well as on the ground, because they will be up there eating at least until the acorns fall out of the trees or the persimmons fall out of the trees, and all the things that they're going for right now. So my plug about Fat Bear Week is that in Katmai National Park, don't laugh at me, Katmai National Park does this thing called Fat Bear Week every year. You should check it out and vote for the bear that you think has put on the most weight this year, the most successful, if you will, bear.
Somebody tag Katmai in the comments.
They are those are the successful, smart bears, and this is just a way of celebrating what they have to accomplish to survive every year, and also a way of sort of daylighting some of these interesting things about bears and understanding how they deal with denning. And if I put on 700 pounds of fat this year, my heart would explode. I'd have diabetes, and my kidneys would fail and all that. But bears do it year after year, and then lose it all. Their whole body chemistry switches, and so it's just really neat. And it was just a great opportunity for us in Katmai to bring that forward. I cannot tell you who to vote for, because that would be cheating. But it's done sort of March. Oh, we can't say March, because that's copyright. It's done with a sports bracket, and you vote for them. So anyway, check it out. It's a lot of fun, and bears in Katmai have been doing it on salmon, which is easy. Our bears are doing it one acorn at a time. So kudos to our bears.
We don't quite get Fat Bear Week, but we love to watch.
Let's do a couple more questions.
Couple more?
Yes.
So give us 3 of the best places to see fall colors in mid-October. See if we all agree.
Shenandoah.
Oh no, in the park. Yeah.
I would say outside of the park, any of the roads that parallel the mountain are going to give you the grandest of views. Any overlooks, there's also going to give you some pretty wide views. And just driving along Skyline Drive. I mean, again, pull over at those overlooks and you're going to be able to see, there is really good color. I'm going to find a hike near that color.
What is Low Gap?
Low Gap is mile 8.
8. I could not remember that.
Poplar
Low Gap is one of my
Gap.
favorites when the tulip trees go yellow.
Yes.
So if it's serene, it's solemn with these tall, straight trunks, and on a sunny day when the sun hits all those yellow tulip tree leaves, it's just magical in that section. It's very short, and there's not a lot of parking, so we probably just traffic jam the whole thing.
That's in late fall, right?
But it is gorgeous there.
A little bit later.
Yeah.
I've been really enjoying watching the meadow change these last couple weeks.
Let's see.
you could really go anywhere. And I know we're kind of broken record on that, but the best way to come and find what really speaks to you is to come look.
And you'd be hard pressed to find a better view than driving 340 next to the park late afternoon when the sun is just about to dip below Massanutten. That low angle light hits it. Last night it was incredible, and on the webcam it was amazing, close to sunset like that. So I would recommend that. So I have been remiss in not talking to any of our YouTube friends.
Okay, let's answer some questions.
Because for a long time there was nothing there. Let's make sure.
We're sorry, YouTube.
Let's make sure that we haven't done that. So a question about planning to visit on October 22nd. Will fall colors be at peak at that time? That falls in that window.
That window, we said mid-October to early November, so that's great.
We can never guarantee when peak is. I know that is a question we get all the time. When is peak? When is peak? But we can only give you a window.
We had a question about the webcam, and since I have my virtual pocket protector in today, I am the tech geek talking about all of that stuff today. The webcam can be accessed on our website. If you go to our homepage, scroll down a little bit, and right in the middle of the page there is a link to our webcams. I'll share a secret with you guys. We're adding another webcam as soon as we can overcome a few IT hurdles, and that one will be on the roof of the visitor center over here. And unlike the two that are there right now, it'll be a live HD video stream too. So look for that to be added in the next couple of weeks on our website. And if I manage to get up on the roof and get that installed with the help of the electrician, hopefully next week you guys can kick it off on the the meeting. I'll stand on the roof and you can we'll do this from the roof.
Yes, can you just lean into frame while you do it?
But both of those webcams are made possible by our partner, Shenandoah National Park Association. When you come into the park stores and the visitor centers and you buy items from the store, the proceeds from that they donate to the park to support education, interpretation, and scientific efforts of the park, and this is one that they're doing, and we hope that you guys like them. I know we do. They're beautiful.
Yes.
And look forward to us building out more information around those webcams on the website later. Let's see. So how do the temperatures, say here at Big Meadows, and correlate to those down in the valley or the Piedmont around us?
So up on the mountain, we're typically 10 degrees cooler because we're higher in elevation. And that's what makes the colors on the mountain change well before the ones in the valley do, because what's really important with the fall color progression is that we do have those warm sunny days and the cool nights. It slows down the chlorophyll process. I think that's when they're
photosynthesis.
Yes, that they are breaking down those sugars and it slows it down. And then when the chlorophyll is broken down, that allows other pigments to peep through, and that's where you're going to get all of those fall colors. So yeah, it'll change up on the mountain well before it does down in the valley.
And Wendy educated us perfectly on that. I recommend going and watching her.
I don't think we mentioned that we're live casting on both platforms now.
No,
did we?
we didn't let them know.
Well, here's our
official announcement.
We are now live on both Facebook and YouTube. I think YouTube found that out before Facebook did.
Yeah, our YouTube audience found it out.
Yeah.
We did send it out as an event, but we didn't formally announce it because we wanted to make sure it worked.
And it will be on our website probably as soon as tomorrow.
But we
it'll be available there.
We are now live on Facebook and YouTube.
Hopefully with open captions or closed captions on all of them too.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good. It's doing its thing.
So there are no further questions in either Facebook or YouTube.
Okay.
Awesome.
That sounds great. We'll circle back if you guys do have questions after our video is finished. We'll keep monitoring those through the week or through the weekend. But thank you all so much for joining us both on Facebook and YouTube. We're excited to share that with you on both platforms, finally. So be sure to tune in next Thursday at 2 p.m. again on Facebook and YouTube. And we will be back. Ranger Claire will be back. We'd love for Roy to come back if he has the
He'll
time.
be on the roof.
He will be.
He'll be
No,
on the
He
roof.
is a live camera. You know, he's holding
Yeah.
the camera up there.
But